And for all their intelligence and ingenuity, engineers are not always the best judge of whether or not their creations will be appreciated.
Sadly, no one wants to send a fax from a car. But what a wonderful technical success it was.
It's easy to forget that not so very long ago, so-called mobile phones needed a briefcase to carry the battery. Car phones were the future, and walkabout phones the stuff of tomorrow's world.
So, though British technology exists here and now for a true walkabout phone, the chances are very strong that it'll be our export customers who benefit long before we do.
How wrong they were. Our story begins in America. Alexander Graham Bell is said to have made the first telephone call in 1895, but perhaps rather less well known and equally important in the history of the mobile phone is the happily named D.H. Ring, who in 1947 came up with the then rather radical idea of a cellular network, a clever way of using radio frequencies so that many more people could make calls. Doesn't it sound simple? But turning Ring's cellular theory into practice was no mean feat, and today's episode is devoted to the two men who made this happen, Joel Engel and Richard Frenkiel.
So the big deal with cellular was it wasn't so much a breakthrough in radio technology. The idea was to create these many, many small coverage areas called cells. And by doing that, you could take the channels that you got and reuse them many times in the same city. And by doing that, you could increase the power of a channel 100-fold.
Frenkiel and Engel were working at Bell Laboratories, the research arm of the American telephone company AT&T, in the 60s, when cellular was just one of hundreds of possibly interesting theories that may or may not have merited further study. Richard Frenkiel remembers.
One day I had a new boss, and he called me in and he said, we're reorganizing, and you can either move to Indianapolis or you can work on cellular systems. So I didn't want to move to Indianapolis. I knew nothing about radio, but that seemed like the better choice.
A year later, an ambitious young manager got involved, Joel Engel.
In 1969, I believe it was, lightning struck. The FCC essentially asked the question, if we allocated a large block of spectrum, what sort of advanced, more creative systems would you be proposing? And they sent this out to the industry. And our cellular system was really the only answer that they had.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.